You fuck me, Swan. Only a lot. Drink up the hotties, yo-ho! Yo-ho! Yo! Ouch! A pirate tried to me. I love this song! Really? Barnett! Jack, must be terrible to be trapped on this island. Well, it bloody ain't now. Arrgh! The monkey! 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 Hello everybody and welcome to my review of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, directed by Gore Verbinski. So, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. With the release of Pirates of the Caribbean 5, dawning upon us very soon, I'm going to go back and review the first 4. I did originally review these, but they were technically not very good reviews. So, yeah, I'm doing them again, but going in with open eyes. I haven't watched these films for a while, actually. So, The Curse of the Black Pearl. The plot of The Curse of the Black Pearl is that it centres around this pirate captain named Captain Jack Sparrow. He stumbles his way into Port Royal, trying to commandeer a ship to basically go after Captain Barbossa to retake his ship, the Black Pearl. We have other characters in here, like Will Turner. He's the blacksmith who aids Jack in his quest. And also Will's wannabe love, Elizabeth, is captured by the pirates because she is in possession of a gold medallion, which is the last piece of a selection of gold from this pirate Cortez, who they need the blood of Bootstrap Bill Turner, or Will Turner, to free themselves of this curse. The pirates have an immortality placed upon them where at night time they all become skeletons, so they can't die, they're immortal. So yeah, they want to be free of their curse. That's it. That's the basic plot of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. This is a great movie. It really is. I mean, it's just a ton of fun. And that's all these movies are. They're just a ton of fun. I see the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise as sort of a guilty pleasure franchise. I really like them as fun action roms. And this is exactly that. You know, the premise is pretty basic. And I think that was appropriate, you know, for the first movie to do something pretty simple. And it works. And what's great about this film is that you also have a great set of characters. You have Captain Jack Sparrow, played by Johnny Depp. An Oscar-worthy performance. I mean, he was nominated for this role, you know, nominated for his performance in this film, and it's fantastic. I mean, he's hilarious. I mean, it's a funny role. He plays it really comically, but at the same time, you know, there's a lot of swashbuckling, and he's very he brings out the comedy very well. And I think we do, as the series goes on, you start to see the more serious side to Jack, but in this film, he plays it mainly sort of comedy. And it works, and I like his relationship with Captain Barbossa and Will Turner as well. So Johnny Depp was absolutely fantastic in this movie. You have Geoffrey Rush, who plays the villain, Barbossa. Barbossa is great. He is so good. He's so scary and threatening. He plays it very over the top, like a kind of pantomime villain, essentially. But it works, it really works. And he puts on his pirate accent. It's like, welcome aboard the Black Pearl, Miss Turner. And it's really threatening. He's really scary. I mean, there's a great scene with him and Elizabeth where they're having dinner and he explains, you know, that obviously they want to be free of their curse, etc. And she stabs him and he's like, you know, you best start believing in ghost stories. You're in one. You know, he's really scary and he's really threatening. And I think he's definitely one of the best villains of the series. He's so chilling to watch, almost. You also have Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. If there were the weak links of the cast, it would have to be these guys. Orlando Bloom, he's okay, I guess. He comes across as a little bit flat at points. His delivery is sort of wooden, a little bit stiff. He's not really... I mean, he's good looking, I'll give him that. It's probably how he got the part, so... Yeah, but I just don't think that he's really... I just don't think he has... I don't think he really does much with the role. Yeah, and Keira Knightley, she's alright. Again, she's okay. She is pretty much the generic damsel in distress, you know, Elizabeth. This is probably her best performance of the 3 movies that she's in. Although she will be, it's confirmed now that she is actually returning for the 5th one. Which is bizarre because I thought, hang on a minute, she said she was done with the series after the 3rd one, but apparently not. Yeah, she's alright. She's pretty good to look at. But, you know, sometimes you feel like... I don't know, sometimes I feel like her delivery comes across a little bit snobbish. It's weird, you know. She's like, oh, it goes with your black heart. You know, the way she kind of comes across is a little bit snobbish. I don't know why. It just doesn't work. She looks awkward in her delivery of the lines. But she's okay. She gets worse as the series goes on. But this is just my opinion. Other characters you have are Jack Davenport, who plays Norrington. He's good. He's a very good character, and I like his journey through the trilogy, obviously through the next 2 films. But he's pretty good here. And he's obviously the, you know, he's trying to win Elizabeth's affections, which doesn't seem to work for him, but oh well. Jonathon Pryce plays Governor Swan, who's Elizabeth's father. Jonathon Pryce is great in this role. He's very good, and there's a nice father-daughter relationship there. So that's a nice dynamic. I think those are the main players. You have Pintle and Rigetti, who are 2 main pirates of Barbossa's crew that get focused on. They actually return for the next 2 as well. But I'll talk more about them in the next 2 reviews because they are more focused on them. The action is incredible. This is a great action-adventure movie. And when the action hits, it is pretty damn impressive. And, you know, it's just a delight to watch. There's a great big sea battle. There's a great attack on Port Royal. There's sword fights. I love the sword fight in Will's... I don't know what you call it. Will's blacksmith cavern thing. I don't know what you call it, but it's... when Jack and Will meet, they have a sword fight. And I think that's really cool. That's impressive. And also the climax of the movie is epic with the Port Royal Navy fighting the crew. And then Jack and Barbossa dueling. That's really cool. And everybody mucks in to the action. Even Governor Swan has a bit of action. He gets to fight a little skeleton hand, which I thought was very funny. It's a very charming film as well. It's not just a big epic adventure. You know, it's got its charm. It's got its heart. I think the script is really good. The film's funny. It's a comedy, and you know, there's a great amount of charm with the characters and the story. There's a lot of light relief. The comedy's not all from Johnny Depp. I mean, there are other side characters that do bring out a lot of the comedy, which is nice, which is really nice. And the music, the music is fantastic. Klaus Badlet does the score. The score is superb. I think the score is fantastic. I mean, the score would go on to continue with Hans Zimmer in the sequels. I don't know who's composing the score for the new one, but I'll have to check that. But for this movie, the soundtrack is perfect. It captures every aspect of this adventure that you want. I love the main theme, the dun 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 dun. It's great. It's so good. Every time I hear it, I'm so pumped by it. I'm like, yes, this is great. I love it. I love it. I love it that they use in the credits of all the movies. It makes me actually watch the credits just to hear that music. It's brilliant. The film is very long. It's 2 hours 23 minutes. It can be a little bit slow on occasions. Mainly the first 30 minutes. It does take its time. I don't mind it too much because they do build up and they do develop their characters quite well. So I'm not going to complain, but say there are times when you feel like it's taking a while for them to actually get to the main stage of the plot. So in that sense, maybe they could have shaved off 10 minutes, but overall, it's not a major problem. I can sit through it. It's, you know, it's not a major issue, and the production design is great. I mean, there's some great sets. The sort of the cave set, the Isla de Muerta set, where the finale takes place, is really impressive, and also the Port Royal stuff is great. I also feel that if I had to complain, I do feel that the last action scene was a bit unnecessary. You know, we just had the big climax with Barbossa. We don't need another fight. You know, it's like, come on, can we just get to the end now? You know, the last fight, which is in Port Royal, where Will saves Jack from being hung. I mean, it's a cool sequence, but after the big fight, it feels tiring. It feels like, okay, this is a bit too much. Let's just shave this one out. There could have still been, you know, he still could have saved Jack from the gallows, obviously, but I just don't think you needed to have a full-blown big action scene for it. You could have downscaled it a bit. I think the story's pretty good. I don't think it's the best story ever, but it's a good enough story, and it romps along, and you can have fun with this movie, and that's the beauty of it. And I think the costumes look great as well. You really do feel like this is taking you into a different time, which I love. And I can't really say much else. I also forgot to mention, I like Gibbs, Josh Gibbs, played by Kevin McNally. He's one of the only sort of long surviving characters of the series. And he's good. He's a nice supporting character. Zoe Saldana, who's recently a Guardians of the Galaxy, she's in this movie. She has a small part of Anna Maria. I also think it's really funny when Jack keeps getting slapped across the face. I just think that's hilarious. Oh, that's great. I mean, there's some great action as well. I also think that when Jack is talking to the two guards, you know, that goes on a bit too long at the beginning. So there's just little bits and pieces that kind of drag it down. But I do think it's a really great movie, and the pacing is good. For the most part, it's pretty good, and Gore Verbinski's direction is good. He definitely injects a lot of fun into this, and that's all it's meant to be. It's not meant to be you know, the next big sweeping artistry of film. It's just meant to be something fun to enjoy, and it's a blockbuster. You know, it's just meant to be some blockbuster fun, and I really like this movie, and I don't know if it's my favourite of the series. A lot of people rate this as the best of the Pirates of the Caribbean series. I do think there are some problems with this movie, but only minor ones. I like the opening scene as well, when you have young Elizabeth, and then they find Will, you know, in the sea, and they bring him back to Port Royal. Obviously, she finds the medallion, she takes that. Yeah, what really wonderful film. I can't really say much more. So I'm going to rate The Curse of the Black Pearl a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I don't think it's quite a 10. I wanted to give it 10. I wanted to give it 10, but I don't think it's quite there. So, that's it, guys. Stay tuned for my next 4 Pirates of the Caribbean reviews. I'm going to be reviewing Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, On Stranger Tides, and of course Salazar's Revenge. Well, it's called Dead Men Tell No Tales in America, which is actually a better title, but oh well. They wanted to change it for the UK, so that's what I have to call it. But yeah, I would recommend you watching this movie if you haven't seen it yet. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. Some good characters. Simple premise. It's, you know, basic. And, you know, you can just turn yourself off for a few hours and, you know, watch it. Yeah, it's great fun. So, that's it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for my Dead Man's Chest review. Until then, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. Thank you all for watching, and see ya.